Welcome back. I just watched a video complaining about the net translation. So I purchased the net translation. Well, I thought it was supposed to be free, but apparently you have to pay for the notes. So anyway, I paid for it. So this is the paid for version. Uh, they have different ticks that you can go in and look through what they have a note on. Uh, Different verses that'll show up. One of the issues that they have with this version is in book. I think it's in book 5. So we'll click on the book 5 and we'll go to. I think it is 116. Because I would just watch the video. Net Bible hopeless. Okay, fine. It might be hopeless. Let's see. Is it really hopeless? Let's see. Okay, figure them in. 116.15. Alright, that's what it was. So there we go. Let's go to 116.15. There it is. There it is. The Lord values the lives of his faithful followers. And then it has a little notation here. The Hebrew means precious in the eyes of the Lord is the death of the ungodly ones. Alright. The point is that God, not that God delights and finds satisfaction in killing off his followers, but maybe just that, it's time for the follower to have a new calling with him in the heavenly realm. I'm just paraphrasing because I don't want to read all that. Let's go to this other section, King James. Let's go to the same verse, Psalm 116, verse 15. Precious in the sight. Let's see if we can find it. There we go. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. The saints is actually, we are a follower of God. So we are considered saints. So they use the word saints. That's kind of cool. I like that. But you may find it cool that it's followers. Faithful followers. Whatever. I think it's the same meaning. Let's see. Let's see. Precious in the sight of the Lord. So I'm not. The Lord values the lives of the faithful followers. Now the Hebrew says, the precious in the sight of the Lord. So maybe they should have used it instead of just having a notation of the fact that that's what the Hebrew says. So why don't they just use what the Hebrew says? Sometimes the Hebrew is complicated. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to simplify it. Notice somebody thought of this translation, or did they just think of this in thin air? I think it was okay. I don't think it's fake news. I think it's good news still. As a matter of fact, this note directly gives credence to the King James Version. It's not saying that this version is the boss of the King James Version. Nope. The King James Version is still the boss as far as the one you have to look to translate off of the other versions. For example, that's how I have it set up in my system. Let's see if I can show you. Well, it depends. You know what I mean by boss is the one you use for your primary Bible study application or book. The one that you Bibles use for your Bible study, not the one that you just try to use just to read it to get a good understanding of the Bible. The one that you use to really study the Bible. It could be different Bible translations. What am I trying to do? Oh yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to go to the text comparative thing. There it is. Alright. Text comparison. Let me move it over to the other side. It's too close to the light. There we go. Alright. So, how many of them do I have clicked on? Okay. I think it's okay. Let's see. I have ESV, AMP, CSB, and NLT tagged in. Over here, you can add more if you have more. And so far, this is showing the base text and showing the differences. So the top one will have no difference because it is the one that they're comparing it to. You could switch it around and say you want CSB to be the top one. Then you could switch it around to this to be the top one. I don't want to do it right now. And that is this verse. Let's see if I can change it. Psalm. Did I spell it right? Nope. Of course not. It's hard, people, one-handed. Okay, fine, I'm gonna stop it. There we go. Now I fixed it. Let's see. The King James says precious in the sight. ESB says precious. AMP even says precious. But CSB says the death of his faithful ones is valuable. So, and they even have a little circle over here. Maybe they're using something precious. I know what they're referring back to is the original Hebrew. And as the Lord cares deeply when his loved ones die. I like this one. See? NLT. Sometimes you get really nice, even though it's 75% difference. The Lord cares deeply when his loved ones die. They're going to be ushered into heaven. You guys have a nice day.